Awesome, thank you. Welcome, everyone. We gather for our second week with seeds. So we've had this last week to spend time with the energy of seeds and seedlings and new growth. And we're tuning in from all over. So we're in different stages of what we see with spring right now. Some of it is still under snow for some of us. So we bring all of that energy here because seedlings thrive and exist in all of the weather. Sometimes they need that cold dormancy. Sometimes, as Megan was mentioning before we began recording, they need that warmth. So it just depends. Each seedling is a little bit different. I will go ahead and share my screen. Right, so I'm just starting here with the slide that we started with last week. And I love this because it captures seeds kind of removed from their environment where they grow and become the plants that we all love. So these are seeds in their hard, dry shells, full of possibility and potential, just waiting to nestle into your environment. And we will connect with Dr. Peng's 8 verses to help us sink in to our meditative state, connect with the consciousness field. And here in this photo, we also see the little sprouts. So we can imagine we're tiny little sprouts connecting into the field, going from that hard stage of the seed into the little seedling. So find your comfortable seat, rooting to the surface beneath you. Tailbone tucks, spine lengthens as head touches sky, feet stand on earth. Body relaxes and the mind expands. Be respectful and quiet. Mind is clear and appearance is humble. No distracting thoughts. Mind expands into infinite space. Feel the mind shining into the body, deeply and inwardly. Entire body is harmonized with chi, harmonized with chi. This is just some little seedlings nestled in the safety of our greenhouse. So they have their own microclimate while the temperatures rise and the soil prepares to receive them soon. Oh, last year we shared Pete Seeger's garden song when we worked with gardens last summer. And I thought with all of us tending our precious little seedlings, this song is perfect. And feel free to read along with the lyrics or close your eyes and just receive the song or move your body, whatever feels good in this moment.
Inch by inch, row by row, gonna make this garden grow. Gonna mulch it deep and low, gonna make it fertile ground. Inch by inch, row by row, please bless these seeds I sow. Please keep them safe below till the rains come tumbling down. Pulling weeds, picking stones, we are made of dreams and bones. Need a spot to call my own, for the time is close at hand. Grain for grain, sun and rain, find my way in nature's chain. Tune my body and my brain to the music of the land. Inch by inch, row by row, gonna make this garden grow. Gonna mulch it deep and low, gonna make it fertile ground. Inch by inch, row by row, please bless these seeds I sow. Please keep them safe below till the rains come tumbling down. season with a cheerful song. Mother Earth will make you strong if you give her loving care. Old crow watching from a tree got his hungry eye on me. In my garden I'm as free as that feathered thief up there. Inch by inch, row by row, gonna make this garden grow. Gonna mulch it deep and low, gonna make it fertile ground. Inch by inch, row by row, please bless these seeds I sow. Please keep them safe below till the rain come tumbling down.
Hmm. Ah. So we transitioned from Pete Seeger's song into these beautiful little wildflowers. And Robin and Craig saw these last week on a hike through a burned area from last year, a forest fire. And they saw these lovely little flowers, these seeds that had been blessed by the rains tumbling down and are now coming up. And they called them shoots of hope. Hmm. And this is from the same hike, more beautiful flowers rising from the burnt earth.
The not terribly well focused purple ones are shooting stars, and the blue
Yes.
ones are bluebells.
Oh, shooting stars and bluebells. Thank you, Robin. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Shooting stars feels like the perfect name for them too. Shoots of hope coming out of the fire. Yeah. Mm. And this is Megan's black mulberry, and it's in her yard, and she is going to tell us a bit about this beautiful, beautiful black mulberry.
So, some of you may have already heard me talk about my black mulberry tree. I planted it this year, and in Northern California, where I live, it's been a very warm winter and spring. Probably 3 weeks at least early. And so everything has been coming out really fast and bright and brilliant. And all the other plants and trees in my yard had budded. And most of them, by now, they've all budded, flowered, fruited, and now the fruit is growing. And this black mulberry tree was just sitting there doing nothing. And I thought maybe it was dead because it's a new tree. But then I went online and realized there's a very deep folklore tradition around this tree throughout the Mediterranean where it is from. And the idea is that the black mulberry, the Morus nigra, is the tree that is never fooled by an early spring. So the black mulberry will never bud out before the last frost. So where all the other trees might get a little excited and over exuberant when the temperatures are warm, this tree is the sensible one. And so in folk traditions, no one would plant their perennial or annual, like no one would plant their tomatoes, for example, before the black mulberry tree budded. And so I have been waiting and checking on this tree daily, and the buds they were getting more plump, more full, so I knew it wasn't dead. And yesterday, this is what I saw. So it looks a little bit bigger and more green today, but it's still kind of similar. But I thought it was really appropriate for our class, this sign that the momentum of summer has now fully overcome the winter, at least where I live, And again, at least where I live, it is now safe to plant tomatoes. So, anyhow, there's the black mulberry story. Oh, you're muted, Elizabeth. I don't know if you've been talking, but
Yes, sorry, I just
that's okay.
been a presenter, so I couldn't see the unmute. Yes, indeed, I was muted. Thank you for that beautiful story about the black mulberry. And I love it too, because as you've previewed, we're going to look at Craig's spring equinox despacho right after this. So we have these energies of spring in its totality being held here with us and our precious seeds. So we have this black mulberry signaling that we're moving later into spring and we're approaching summer. And then when we look at Craig's March despacho, we see this foundation and equanimity that's kind of anchoring us in this spring energy, because spring energy can be so frenetic and so many seeds begin to sprout and grow. And sometimes it's easy to get a little bit lost. Unlike the mulberry, the black mulberry doesn't seem to have that challenge, that wisdom and that ability to stay steadfast amidst all of the false springs and the extremes that can happen. So I love that. I love holding that wise energy, especially as we face so much possibility with our seeds of intention that we're also seeing here. So as we sift through and gaze upon all of the seeds that call to us, we can tune into the black mulberry's wisdom and timing and just, I don't know, observe and connect with what's actually around us in each moment. This is the final slide for today. And I was making our bed this week and I found this little tiny seed on the bedspread. And I'm sure it came in on one of us because we have a lot of bits of nature all through the house. And I picked it up and I happened to have my phone nearby. So I snapped a photo. And right after, our window was wide open and the wind blew in and it just picked up this seed, which looks like a seed that it loves the wind, picked it up and it disappeared. And I thought, wow, this is really a helpful lesson because I spend a lot of time thinking about the seeds to plant, the ones to tend and grow and watch. And there are even more seeds that just fly away. They disperse. They're not the seeds that I will plant and tend and grow. They're the seeds that I release. I just found it really interesting to hold both as we focus on what wants to be planted, what wants to be sown, what are our intentions for now, and that includes what we're releasing, whether it's because a wind gust removes it or we choose to let the wind carry it, however it manifests. That's the last slide. Thank you.
Thank you, Elizabeth. That's a beautiful story. Yeah. And what an encounter to have had.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was, and it was so quick because I'm like gazing at this and I'm looking at this little seed, like, little seed, should we do something together? And the wind is like whoosh, and it just it disappeared. Yeah. So it was moving literally, but thank you.
The wind had other ideas.
It did. Yeah. And even that cross between the inside and the outside and this seed being found in this kind of unfamiliar space for the seed, just to even be in that, like that cultivated space of inside the house and then the wind engaging with the seed. I don't know, just all of the overlaps that we have with our intentions and our growth. Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. So I'll just share, it's open sharing time now, but I will also share that for our healing practice today, I'm going to follow one of the methodologies that Teacher Wei taught us back in 2024, where we did experiments with seeds. And again, in this nature healing series, we're doing both. It could be real seeds or metaphoric seeds, but I have this little jar of, they're pebbles here, and if anyone wants to put something in this jar, this is our seedling jar of intention. You can do that with your consciousness, and then this will be a prop that we'll use for our healing session. So just wanted to bring that in. All right, open sharing.
Well, I just have to show our progress. This is one of my two squashes that I collected the seeds from last year's plants, and there's a kabocha, which is my all-time favorite sweet squash, and butternut. So they're in our house. We don't have a greenhouse, so we just have a little area in the dining room where the seedlings wait for it to be warm enough to go outside.
We bless those little seeds. Thank you, Robin.
The kabocha plant is also my favorite squash. They're so good.
They're so good. Yeah. Thank you.
Well, since I don't have a seed jar or any seeds, I'm using this here. This is a hand carved from kauri wood from Australia, and these are rocks from a beach in Australia. And I keep it on my table by the icons. And I'll put my little seed intentions in there, along with yours. I thought that was really appealed to me because I just love these rocks. And I've taken one of them out of there as the little blessing stone rock.
Perfect. Thank you, Lillian.
You're welcome.
I wanted to share something, Megan, about the mulberry. So I have a big mulberry tree in my yard, and in the yard, I've lived in this place now about, I don't know, 17 years. And every year I always think it's dead. Because all the other trees are out and it's like completely bare. And my upstairs neighbor, who's much more of a true, she's a gardener in a way that I'm definitely not. She started reminding me about 3 or 4 years ago, Shana, every year you think that tree's dead. And of course it always comes out. And in fact, it's quite it really needs to be cut back because it covers the other beds, but I'm not very good at cutting trees back. So but I had to laugh when you said that because it's yeah. And that maybe that brings me to something I want to put in the jar. I don't quite know what seed. I mean, I just feel like I am still in dormancy. So maybe I'll just kind of put into the jar that somehow I'll be like the black mulberry that when the intelligence of life is moved properly through this chi field that I call a body, that that the blossoms or the I'll know how to grow anew, because I certainly kind of feel a little at this moment. So yeah, thanks.
Hala. Thank you, Shana. Yeah, bringing in that wisdom of the black mulberry tree and also the wisdom of the pause. As we talked about last week, there are some seeds that need many, many, many years before they're ready. And I think it was the the ladies' slippers, I think. Is that right, Lillian? Yeah, so we can bring in the medicine of the ladies' slippers also. There's just some seeds that are so precious and they take some time and there's no hurry. They're not any, oh, there's my kitty, any better or worse than any other seeds. So maybe you're incubating one of those. Yeah, how loud. Any other shares from the present? Oh, Rob or Craig and Robin.
Um,
Oh, yeah.
we have this Japanese maple out front, and every now and then there's a start that comes up in this kinnikinnick, and I always want to repot it, and I've never had success. And so we tried to do these things as gardening, to make it right and make it work. Well, yesterday I've been raking up pine needles from a big wind and just left them instead of putting them in the back. And Robin noticed that there was this huge amount of tree starts in the pine
Massive.
needles.
It's just totally
Massive.
green on top of the pine
Yeah.
pine
And,
needles.
and so we looked and I realized I'd raked up all the
seeds,
maple seeds, and they were germinating. And it created, without even trying it created some great environment for these trees to start. And so I got really excited, and you probably can't see it, but anyway, I carefully took these little seedlings out. I know it's just the opposite of what I just experienced of doing everything on its own without my interference, but I decided to interfere and put it in some luscious potting soil. And maybe I'll actually get a tree start from our Japanese maple, and maybe it'll be teamwork rather than this way to make it work. So I'll put that in there.
Thank you, Craig. How a lot of teamwork and right timing and right environment. Which
Not
is
trying so hard.
not trying so hard. Yeah, I mean some baby plants don't like being dug up, so maybe you got them at the perfect time. They weren't really rooted.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll just add that we have to laugh too because we have a
Yeah.
wisteria on our deck out here, and I think there's been so many years when Craig, it's dead. Craig, it's dead. Craig, it's dead. Same thing. It's too smart to come out early because look at this. We're gonna get maybe snow tomorrow after having 70-degree days, and so it's just smart. But there's just it is hilarious because you do it every year. It's like no, this time it really is dead.
So it's not out yet.
No, oh no, it won't be out till well into May.
Okay.
It really waits. We'll get frosts all through April. We don't take the covers off our tomatoes till almost June because we can still get very chilly nights here. So we garden under fabric to have a good garden.
Yeah. How a lot of the wisdom of wisteria and the baby Japanese maple trees. Thank you.
I also want to second that dance between that co-creative dance that you're talking about, Craig, where sometimes we do nothing and then sometimes we do something and then we also do things together. So thank you for bringing that Trinity to us because that's feels like some of the essence of what we do here. So thank you.
Yeah, I appreciate it too because it's easy to forget that we are also nature. We are nature. We are part of nature. Humans are just part of the ecosystem. So we, of course, intervene with wisdom, but also it's part of our nature. It's part of nature for us to be a part of the ecosystem that we're in. So yeah. Swan.
Everybody has touched on a little piece that I would like to put in to your jar with the rocks. Shayna touched on the pause and the wisdom of the mulberry tree and lady slippers. I have pink lady slippers here on my land. And they've decreased a little bit in the last few years, but now I understand there's a pause. So who knows when the next crop will come up, but I want to just put the lady slippers in there as part of the inspiration to help me on my way. Right now, I'm in a place of trying to let go of any identities that are holding me back and then find the new way and and I had a dream. I've had a lot of dreams, but I had one where I was watching Qigong practitioners go out over this cliff towards the edge of the cliff, and they were about to go over the cliff, and there was a pause in the dream. And then without any fear, they became dancers, and one dancer's foot went over the cliff and the dream ended. So, I just feel like that's where I am, that I'm, maybe going into territory that's a little scary like that, and going into the unknown. And I've always resisted that. And so I just want to allow this and allow it to start to work through me instead of me trying to make it happen. And I feel like you're all my co-collaborators here in the fertile soil in which that'll be, the growth will, and the roots will set up. And that was my Bodhi not getting up here again. So, yeah, I just would like to put that in our growing pot today. Thanks.
Thank you, Swan. There is a different path for each different consciousness field. So, from all the different paths of the seeds, maybe we can follow a new path and feel like we're not alone and that we're supported. How well. Any other seeds that would like to be added to the pot? Oh, Swan, did you have something else to add?
I just wanted to add that I watched, my Bodhi was fading. She wasn't well, and we discovered she'd broken a tooth. And I went to an animal communicator, and she said, you have to get some electrolytes into her. And what I saw, and I even saw I had this analogy going on inside of me. I watched her over a 24-hour period after I started the electrolytes in her food and her water. And her back legs started to work again. And this dull, disconnected gaze became bright again and clear. And she didn't sleep as much, and she was more alert. And it was like watching a flower that was wilting, watering it and watching it come back to life. And I just wanted to share that. And thank you all, because I know that this field nourished her at the same time. And she's here now with her paw on my heart as we're talking about all of this. She, is purring away and thanks you from her heart and her paw to your heart.
Thank you, Swan, and thank you, Bodhi. Let's just connect with that healing information that Swan just shared with us and add that good information to our healing jar. that image of life being restored. Hala, thank you. Well, perhaps it's time to start our practice. So, the first step is always connecting in with our Mingjue consciousness field. So I'll invite you all to find a comfortable position. You can stay seated or you can lay down if you wish. And there will be some very simple movement instructions. You can feel free to completely ignore them. Or if you would like to play along, like Lillian with her seed jar, then that is beautiful also. So again, I'm going to loosely follow a technique that Teacher Wei shared with us to allow our Mingjue to bring life and healing and vitality to something either in physical form, like this jar, or of course you can always use your imagination to bring healing to any time in past, present, future, or any space on earth. So feeling yourself rooted to the earth, we begin by connecting to Earth's energy, that infinite healing source. And just allow Earth's energy to align your body in the best way possible to receive. So that might mean tucking the tailbone and straightening the spine and releasing the shoulders and tucking the chin. And then from the top of your head, connecting in with energy from the vast universe, that vast and generous Huanyan Qi. And again, allowing your body to be moved through connection with that vast and generous energy source. Feeling a smile on your face. Allowing your breath to move freely through your body. And come into your best Mingjue state, maybe by bringing attention to the center of your head. And we'll use the shu sound to bring our head inner space deeper into the Mingjue field. Shu, ha ha ha. Bringing in the element of happiness and joy and laughter into our head inner space. Connecting in with the good information of happiness and joy. And now deepening into our Mingjue state through our neck. Shu, ha ha ha. Bringing in the emptiness and the openness of the Mingjue entirety. connecting our neck inner space with happiness and joy. Now moving our Mingjue entirety state through the shoulders and the arms and the hands. Shu ha ha ha. Allowing openness, allowing emptiness, bringing in happiness and joy. And now connecting our Mingjue entirety state into the chest, the heart, the lungs, the breasts. Shu ha ha ha. Allowing our heart and our chest to feel with openness and emptiness and happiness and joy. And now allowing our Mingjue entirety field to fill our solar plexus, all the organ systems. Shu ha ha ha. Allowing all our organ systems to open, to be filled with happiness and harmony and joy. Now bringing our Mingjue entirety field into the sacral center, lower dantian, through the pelvis. Shu ha ha ha. Bringing openness and emptiness and laughter and joy into our lower dantian energy space. And now merging the Mingjue entirety field with the entire spine, upper spine, middle spine, lower spine, and the entire nervous system filled with Mingjue entirety. Shu ha ha ha. Shu. Allowing this emptiness, this openness to fill your entire nervous system. Merging your entire nervous system with happiness and laughter and joy. And now merging the Mingjue entirety field down the legs, thighs, knees, calves, ankles, feet. Shu ha ha ha. Opening, emptying, bringing the energy of happiness and joy. And now merging our entire bodies, our entire chi bodies, in with this healing field, in with the consciousness field of the sages, of the ages, all of our teachers, our entire Qigong community, and merging ourselves and our practice today in with the entire universe, allowing ourselves to become the vastness of this healing field. We become the vastness of the Mingjue entirety field. Shu ha ha. Connecting in deeply with our baby hearts. Again, feeling the smile on our face. Allowing that smile to turn inward so that there is a smile on every cell of our body. Allowing ourselves to become an expression of happy emotions, of joyful feelings. Allowing ourselves to become the expression of everything growing and becoming perfectly. Breathing into your body, allowing the happy emotions to flow freely from your heart, connecting in with your unconditional love for existence, connecting deeply in with the intention that our practice today be of benefit for all living beings, for all seeds and all cells. And now if you have a container, a physical container of seeds, I'll invite you to hold that. Alternately, I'll invite you to imagine our collective group's little jar of seeds, all of the precious seeds that we have placed lovingly in this jar in our last session, in our time together today. All of those hopes and dreams, all of those beautiful intentions are contained within this jar. And I'll invite you to imagine all of those little seeds merging together to become one great seed. One giant seed. And now we can focus our attention, our Mingjue, on this one seed. Maybe we imagine holding this seed in our hands, bringing healing energy to this seed. This healing energy flows directly from our baby heart, through our arms, through our palms, and into this seed. And we are remembering that the strength that we have, the healing energy that we are giving this seed, is not coming from ourselves alone, that it is being concentrated from the energy of the earth and the energy of the universe, the energy of all of our good intentions. We are just the conduit, allowing this energy to flow through our hands and into this seed, these hopes, these dreams, these intentions for love and peace and happiness. And I'll invite you to feel the steady trust that our Mingjue awareness is working on these seeds, that this healing field is strong and effective and providing the perfect energy healing for what these seeds need here today. And then if you are holding a precious seed, I'll invite you to hold one hand over and to begin rotating this hand in a counterclockwise direction. So your hand moves forward and left and back and right. So gently just allow yourself to surrender to this gentle spiral movement over our collective seed. Gently allowing the energy that we are gathering from the earth and the universe to spiral around and through this seed, concentrating in the center of this beautiful seed. The Mingjue entirety spiraling around this seed and concentrating at the root in the center. Concentrating this beautiful healing energy, the vitality of the Mingjue entirety field into the center of the seed. And as we do this, you can imagine this spiral becoming smaller and smaller. With each ring, the spiral becomes smaller and smaller, concentrating our healing field into the center of this seed, bringing life and vitality. And we can imagine every cell in our body mirroring along, being healed by our healing intentions for this seed and our cells mirroring each other, receiving healing, receiving energy, receiving life. And then when you are ready, you can imagine yourself just gently holding this seed, all seeds, all cells. And together we will now witness these seeds beginning to open. Our seeds opening, expanding, growing, growing. Maybe roots form. Noticing those roots growing deep. Maybe a green shoot emerges. As our seeds wake up, they are constantly supported by the Mingjue entirety field. Imagining our seeds, imagining ourselves moving toward their full potential, their full expression. Completely harmonized in this healing field. Notice our seeds growing in all directions, naturally supported by the earth, naturally supported by universe chi, naturally growing towards the sun. Trusting that our seeds unfolding is happening with perfect timing. Knowing that everything is going exactly to its perfect plan. And we'll spend just a few moments resting our Mingjue with our seed. Allowing ourselves to be merged as the seed's potential shows us the way. Giving gratitude to all of our teachers in human form, our teachers in plant and animal form. Connecting in with your body, just noticing if you'd like to stay in this nourishing, healing field for a bit longer, in which case you can ignore the rest of my words and gently roll off Zoom and remain in this healing state for as long as you need. And if you wish to resume the activities of the evening, I'll invite you to deepen your breath, wiggle the toes, stretch the back, and open your eyes whenever you are ready. Hala, hala. Thank you, everybody, for your deep presence today in this practice. That was really profound. And we'll keep on working with seeds next week. So feel free to share any synchronicities or other things that may occur during the week while we continue contemplating seeds and seedlings.
Thank you, Megan and Elizabeth and everyone.
Thank you, Megan.
Bye.
Thank you, Elizabeth, Megan, and everyone.
Thank
Thank
you,
you.
Elizabeth, Megan, and everyone. Beautiful. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
Rest well.
Rest well. See you soon.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.